I need 2 more volunteers. I'm going to take you into everyday life situations and trying to make this session as lively and as interactive as possible. I can do away with all this and go on to lecturing, but I think you're young people, you like more this kind of stuff on the stage where you can really learn something practically. Imagine, may I introduce yourself first?
My name is Krishna and I'm from Shakti High Secondary School.
Okay, from the same school where the other lady came. And you?
My name is Shweta, Shakti High Secondary School.
Oh, you're the same group, Shakti Shali group. Now, if you say something to your friend, offer her, suppose she comes to your place and you offer her a cup of tea, let's say. How are you going to offer it to her?
Shweta, would you like a cup of tea?
Oh yes, so kind of you.
Can anyone suggest a different answer? Yes, please go ahead. You can say from there.
Would you like tea or coffee?
No, that's her question. I want the answer.
Yes, I get coffee.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes, please. Anyone, go ahead. Yes.
You can just say, sure, thanks.
I like that. I was waiting for that. Please repeat your question to her.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Ship.
And your answer should have been, sure, thank you. Or your answer should have been, a better answer would have been, yes, please. There are 4 magical words in English which we have to use very generously. These are sorry, please, excuse me, and thank you. We must learn how to use these in our day-to-day life when we communicate with people. So here, if she's offered a cup of tea by her friend, she says, yes, please. But if you want to say no, if you want to refuse the offer, then you're going to say, no, thank you. So you say no, thank you, but you say yes, please. Let me give you another example. Suppose you drop your friend's, let's say, mobile phone, you pick it up, you give it back to her, and you say, I'm sorry. All right. Tell her, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
What are you going to tell her?
It's fine.
It's fine. What do you really say? You don't say it's fine. You say, that's all right. Or it's okay. What do we say here in Rajkot? Kai wando nahi. First of all, we always say, thank you, ho. And then pachi same em ke it's okay. Khare thanks no jawab kyare it's okay na hoi shake. And thank you ni pachal ho na jode. But this hey ho comes very often. It's, you know, comes as an extra gift, like buy one and get one free. So you should be saying, that's all right. That's all right. Okay. Thank you very much, both of you. Thanks. So I've been talking to you about verbal methods of communication, and I said your language should be clear, precise, your formation of sentences should be short. There's no need to have a bombastic knowledge of the language. You can get around, tell people what you want, and get responses from people with very limited amount of language. Accurate and precise in what you say. Ask for things that you want in a very, very objective manner. Don't say, "Ah, bas kya jaye." Say, "Ah, gunda badi jaye." People, put your emotions or put your life in what you say. If somebody says, congratulations, if you say congratulations to somebody, For effective communication, there's no point in congratulating somebody if you really don't mean it. We live in a world which is very often very misleading. There's a facade. Facade એટલે મોરું. આ જમાનો એવો છે કે ઘણી વખતે ન ગમતો હોય તો પણ કરવું પડે. So even when you don't like somebody, you still have to say congratulations. Do it properly. Let me show it on your face if you don't have it in your heart. Say congratulations very, very clearly and pretend that you mean it, even if you don't mean it. But don't say congratulations if you can't put your heart in it. There's no point in saying it. In the same way, when you want to thank somebody, say it with your heart. જેને આપણે કહીએ કે એમાં તમારો જીવ નાખીને બોલો. જીવ વગરનું નહીં બોલો. Because તો જ એ સામા માણસને અસર કરે. નહીંતર અસર નહીં કરે. So it's very important that you say congratulations, you mean it, you say thank you, you mean it. In the same way you say sorry. Now there are two sorries in English. One is a very casual sorry when you really haven't done anything wrong and you still say sorry. Incidentally, our culture of Saurashtra says sorry to kehvaye જ નહીં કોઈને. અમે sorry કહીએ. But this is wrong. You don't say sorry because you've done something seriously wrong. You say sorry because it's a part of social etiquette. And that's why you say sorry. કમનસીબે અહીંયા એવું માનવામાં આવે છે કે સોરી તો ત્યારે જ કહેવાય કે જ્યારે આપણી બહુ મોટી ગંભીર ભૂલ થઈ ગઈ હોય. But that's not true. You say sorry as a part of social etiquette. But there's another sorry which you say when you really have done something wrong. And then you must know how to apologize. You say, I'm very sorry. You say it with all your heart. Otherwise, you say sorry in a very casual way. Nikarta koine આપણાથી ધક્કો લાગી ગયો. We say sorry. એ જુદું sorry છે. પણ આપણાથી કોઈને નુકસાન થયું એ મોટી ભૂલ થઈ જાય. Then you say, I'm very sorry. એ આખું જુદું sorry છે. So, these are reactions and communications. You have to know that the other person gets a very clear signal from you and that the signal doesn't get distorted or twisted when it reaches the other person. It has to go absolutely as you want it to go. That's very important. So you say, excuse me. When do you say excuse me? Under what conditions? Anyone? Audience not going? Excuse me, kya bola hai? Yes, please. Anyone? Yeah.
If you want somebody, like if you want somebody else to listen to you or pay you attention.
Okay, I agree with you. Care about excuse me? Anybody else? Yeah? Excuse me, care about anyone? એમણે કહ્યું કે કોઈનું ધ્યાન ખેંચવું હોય ત્યારે. Yeah, there's somebody.
Yeah, when you want the other person to get aside.
To move aside.
Yeah, to move aside.
અહીંયા શું કહે ખબર છે? બિગ બજારમાં ટ્રોલી લઈને side please, side please. But I agree with you. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right too. We say excuse me when you want to draw attention. You say excuse me when you want somebody to move aside. And you say excuse me when? Anyone? When you want to apologize. You don't say I'm sorry, but you say please excuse me. Please excuse me. But that's not very often said. But it's very often said when you want to draw attention or when you want to ask someone to move aside. That's excuse me. So you say sorry, you say please, you say excuse me. I want somebody here to come onto the stage and bring his friend along with him or with her and perform something here. I'm going to ask them when they come up here. I need two people on the stage, please. And not Shakti group this time, please. Right, come along, please, quickly. I'm going to give them a situation. This is again interacting with people. I'm going to give them a very funny situation. Please introduce yourselves first. It's always nice to tell the audience who you are.
I am Aradhya from Nand Vidya Niketan, SR School, Jamnagar.
Lovely.
I'm Part from Vivekananda School, Junagadh.
I didn't get your first name, please.
Part.
Part. And you are?
Aradhya.
That's a very difficult name. Make it simple for me. What do your friends call you?
Eddie.
Eddie. Okay, he's Eddie. And that's Parth. That's simple for an old man like me. Parth, imagine that you are in a hotel and you've asked the waiter to get you a cup of tea. And the waiter comes and serves you with tea and goes away. When you pick up your cup of tea, you realize that your cup is cold. Your tea is cold. I want to know from you, Parth, what would you do? And I'm going to ask you, what would you do if you were there?
Should I convert it with him, or should I just call him and...
Call him, all right, do whatever you want to do. Go ahead, you have the freedom to do it.
Excuse me, but
You don't even know him. He's a waiter, so address him as a waiter.
will you please bring this tea back?
He's such a polite customer. He says, will you please? No. You are the customer, he is your waiter. See the difference in status between the two of you.
Can you bring the tea back with some hot? Will you bring this hot?
Let me exchange the roles. You be the customer, let him become the waiter. And you're allowed, you have the freedom to lose your temper. That's all right.
Excuse me, will you please reheat this cup of...
Another polite customer. You always stop to say please when you don't have to say please. Go ahead, please. I give you a second chance. Don't be so polite.
Excuse me, will you reheat the cup of tea?
Will you?
Reheat.
Reheat. He's a student of science, I know. Reheat. Chemistry? Physics, all right. Reheat the cup of tea. Your waiter probably was not a student of science. He may not understand what you say. Say it. I told you, you don't need very hi-fi language. Say it in a very simple manner. Call the waiter first.
Excuse me, waiter.
I wish all Indians were as polite as this gentleman. Excuse me, waiter. Excuse me, waiter. Waiter. Not. Waiter. And what would you say? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Mari cha thandi che. And go.
My tea is cold.
Sorry, sir. I will replace it and just be back in 5 minutes.
Okay. So far, so good. Not so bad. Give them a big clap, please. Now this is how you're going to. It should have gone. He should have said, waiter, please. Yes, sir. I'm sorry to say this, but my tea is very cold. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll get you another cup of tea. That's how it should have been. But here, the customer is more polite. I'll give you a second situation where you have to know exactly what words to use because I want you to be polite and to be precise. You are a customer and you are the owner of the shop, but you're busy with something. As a result, he has to wait for 10 minutes till you find time to attend to him. Now you go to him and say, "Maaf karjo, main તમને 10 મિનિટ રાહ જોવડાવી." કેવી રીતે કહેશો? Say it in English.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to wait.
That's fine. No.
For 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to wait for 10 minutes.
That's fine. No issue.
That's fine. I'm ready to wait for 20 minutes. You don't say anything. Just keep quiet because you said that's fine. It keep you waiting more next time. Anyway, you should say, "I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I'm sorry to keep you waiting for 10 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting for 10 minutes." And then if somebody says sorry, you say, "That's all right." But it's never, "That's fine." Right? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. And now I'm going to change the topic. I don't know how long do we have, ma'am? 15 minutes, so I'm going to rush through. Now we come to the second part of communicating with people. We don't really communicate only with the help of language. There is another method known as non-verbal communication. We use body language, gestures, facial expressions to tell people what we want to tell them. And that's very simple. Children do it very nicely. Tell a little child, "That chocolate khavi che?" What does this indicate? It says no. This is body language. No. In the same way, when I talk to you, when I talk to somebody, if the other person responds with facial expressions, positive facial expressions, it would indicate that he or she is all at. But there are people whose body gestures or body movements or facial expressions don't match what their words say. This happens. Serial barabar jota hoye ane mehman avi chade. આવો તો કેવું જ પડે, પણ મોઢાના ફેસના એક્સપ્રેશન તો ખબર પડે આપણે એમ થાય કે અત્યારે ખોટા આવ્યા આપણે, પછી આવવાની જરૂર. This is very common કે ફેવરિટ સિરિયલ ચાલતી હોય અને અચાનક કોઈ આવી ચડે તો અત્યારે ક્યાં આવ્યા લોકો, આ જ ટાઈમ મળ્યો ને, ત્યારે કહો આવો આવો આવો. પણ એ આવોનો ટોન જુદો હોય ને, ફેશિયલ એક્સપ્રેશન જુદા હોય, આવનારને પણ ખબર પડી જાય કે કેવી રીતે આવું કહે છે. You see? So if you agree with somebody, always do justice to the speaker by nodding your head and saying, "Yes, I agree with what you say." If you don't agree, don't show anything. Keep quiet. But basically speaking, as a thumb rule, your body language, your expressions must match your words.